Hey guys, Nick here from Just For You Studios, and welcome back to another movie review. Today we have a movie review for Transformers: The Last Knight. Now, just like all my reviews, this one is going to be spoiler free, but before I really get into this review, I do have to address something. Yes, I'm a huge Transformers fan. In fact, normally the Justice League has their spot right here, but right now it's my Transformers, because if you don't know, I collect figures. So when Age of Extinction came out, I collected the main 5 Autobots, and then got Galvatron over there. But I have them displayed here. Normally they're displayed in my room, but I moved them over for this review so that they can kind of be here. But what I'm kind of trying to get with that is, yes, I'm a huge Transformers fan, and I know a lot of the viewers here are as well. And what you should get from this review is the following. All the pros that are in the Transformers franchise, you know what they are. All the pros in those movies are still pros in this one. However, all the cons with the Transformers franchise are not only still cons, but somehow worse in my opinion. But if you enjoyed the Transformers franchise, go see this movie, you will probably enjoy it. But let's actually get on to the review so I can share my thoughts before we get too much deeper into this. So starting with the pros, the action was phenomenal. In my opinion, this was some of the best action we've really seen. Maybe it's just I haven't seen a Transformers movie in a while, but the action was refreshing. It seemed intense. Every moment there were Transformers fighting on screen, my eyes were just glued and my attention was just drawn in. And it was really exciting, and it kind of was just nice. It reminded me of kind of the original Transformers trilogy with Dark of the Moon, where I remember Dark of the Moon, I would watch the fights and it would have me at the edge of my seat cheering on Optimus or cheering on somebody, or just the fight in general being so awesome. I didn't really get that so much in Age of Extinction, but I did get that in this movie. This movie, the fighting and the action was just so awesome. Even the stuff that happened in the Dark Ages, even like when you saw knights fighting knights, it was just awesome. And I have to say, CGI-wise, it was fantastic. I saw Age of Extinction had the best CGI. Well, now this movie, I'd say, had the best CGI. Last time, the CGI was good, some of the green screen effects weren't. This movie, I only noticed a couple shots here and there where CGI was a little spotty. Other than that, I saw very few flaws in CGI. I thought it looked fantastic, and overall the film was just beautiful when it came to just that visual sense of action and CGI. And I feel that this film was an improvement on Transformers 4 in the sense that the human conflict made more sense. And the last time around it seemed kind of like, okay, yeah, humans are going after Autobots, but why? Here you saw a little bit more conflict. You kind of saw the destruction that the previous movies have made, and you saw the insight of some of the humans that, like, they see robots doing this, they assume all the robots are bad. And then when they kind of realize they aren't bad, you see a bit of a character change there. So, and I really enjoyed that. And I think Josh Duhamel was a standout in that regard. That he was, since he was part of that original Transformers trilogy, now that he's kind of working with the crew hunting down Autobots, he's the one who's kind of like, whoa, whoa, should we really be doing this? And it added a nice little small mini conflict there. It wasn't done the best, but the theory behind it, and kind of when you just take a step back and look at what it's meant to be, it is nice. With that said, I mean, there are moments where it's like, whoa, 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 we shouldn't be doing this. Oh wait, we're doing this? Oh, okay, then I forget everything that I went through in the past 4 movies now. And let's just hunt down some Autobots. And then after the fight, he's like, man, we can't do that again. And then it's like, instead of a nice transition, it's like an on and off switch, like, yep, we're hunting Autobots. Nope, it's wrong. Yep, we're hunting Autobots. Nope, it's wrong. And I've kind of looked at some different reviews out there, and most disagree with this, but in my opinion, Cade was a much better, more rounded character in this movie. Granted, in the last one, he had a little bit more motivation for his daughter, but I like how they worked his daughter still being a part of his motivation in this movie. And in this movie, I kind of see why he's doing it more. The last time around, it's like, well, I'm in this situation now, I just gotta roll with it. Now it's him having motivation, like, I need to do this. And I kind of like that character trait. I still like Sam Witwicky better as a character, but Cade is getting there. Vivian was cool too. I can't say much about her. I am doing a spoiler video, so check that out when it comes out. But I can't say much about the Vivian character other than I like her, and I like that Michael Bay took a second to go, you know what? It's 2017. I probably shouldn't do a bunch of butt shots anymore. Let's actually make a decent female character, and she is a decent female character. I mean, don't get me wrong, the writing for her has some flaws for sure, but what I'm trying to get addressed is she's not horrible, she's not a Megan Fox, she's not any just character who's there for the looks, she actually contributes to the story, which I like. And that's pretty much all my pros I have for this movie. I'll get into some more in the spoiler video, but until then, let's just move on to the cons. Which, unfortunately, there are a lot of cons here. Cons, get it, like Decepticons. Stop it, Nick. Get on to the review. Okay, now here's what's the cons. Now, I thought the story overall was just kind of a mess. I actually wanted to go see this with my dad, kind of a late Father's Day thing. I saw 2 and 3 and now 5 with my dad, and I didn't see the first one with him, and I saw the third one with another group of friends. But yeah. So, and when I went to go see Revenge of the Fallen with him, we were on the side of, it's bad, but it's not as bad as everyone else thought it was. We walked out of this one going, okay, this one's bad. Just because the story was all over the place, and it was, I saw someone mention it this way, and I thought this was the perfect way to say it, that it's the perfect blend between an overly convoluted story, yet so simple it's boring. So it has the cons of each, but none of the pros. It's just to where you're constantly kind of lost in what should be a straightforward plot, but it's just unnecessarily overcomplicated. And a lot of the story, it feels like it's just gone. It's not there. Like, you jump from scene to scene going, wait, did we miss something here? It's like they went, you know, the last movie was 3 hours, we wrote this one to be 3 hours, but let's cut half an hour out. Let's say, see, this story arc, let's cut the middle out. This story arc, let's cut the beginning out. This story arc right here, let's just cut part of the end and a smidgy in the middle. It's like, it's so all over the place that it's like, some of the jumps in logic are questionable at best. And also a standard that Michael Bay films have his sexual innuendo and his humor is involved. But this one kind of took it to the next level, which I didn't think I would ever say after Revenge of the Fallen, but yeah, kind of did. And my biggest problem with this is that there are times where it's trying to be serious and it's trying to be dramatic, but then it sneaks one of his Michael Bay innuendos out there and totally ruins the moment, so it's neither. It's neither comedy or a drama. It's this weird neither. Even though it's trying to be both, it doesn't achieve either with this. And the fact is, I don't think I laughed once in this movie. Every single joke, I don't think any of them landed. I don't think I heard a single laugh in my movie theater. With that said, I did see the movie opening day, and 10 minutes before the movie started, my theater was empty. Then we got like 12 people who walked in during the movie. Like, opening day! And my theater was pretty much empty. Of course, that won't hold up. I mean, I did go see it on, a Wednesday, so it kind of makes sense, but still, this is opening day. And oh god, this had to be the thing that I hated the most. The continuity issues. Now, normally continuity issues would be the following. It would be like, in one shot, I'm holding this in my right hand. But then it jumps to the next shot and I'm holding it in my left. That's typically a continuity issue. But this movie, the continuity issues are with the story of the overall franchise. But it's to where in the franchise, they have set up these rules, like, okay, here are the rules that we're going to follow. Then it's like every movie, they break another to set up a new thing of rules that then they break in the next movie. But now it's to like, rules? What rules? Okay, we're going to do whatever we want. And it's to where, now the franchise, there are movies, things that happen in the other movies that don't make sense anymore. Or things that happen in this movie even, that don't make sense with the overall story. It contradicts itself. And it's to where it's like, but you just said this, but in the last movie you said that was because of this, and now you're dismissing it with this. It's to where I feel the movie doesn't even know what it is anymore. And I think the biggest problem with this has to be that Michael Bay keeps saying that each movie is going to be his last, so he treats it as such. When he's making it, he's like, alrighty, I don't care, I'm just going to use all of this. It means my last one, I'm going to go out with a bang. And a couple months later, he's like, oh shit, what did I do? I have to work with this universe now? I didn't mean for that. Okay, what have I not messed with already? Haven't messed with this, let's just throw it all in. It's my last movie. Then a couple months later, he's like, crap, I'm making it worse. How do I work with this now? It's like when you're making a pot out of clay. He made this super elaborate thing like, awesome, I'm just gonna leave it here. Then then someone gave him another bin of clay and he's like, I have to build onto this? It's falling apart. Oh no. Which is kind of what the franchise is doing now, I'm afraid. It feels like there are parts of it that are just falling apart. And this has been an issue in all of the Transformer movies, at least since 3. But it's the changing aspect ratio. I simply don't get it. Why is this such a problem? But it stands out a lot in this film. To where there'll be a scene going on, it's like, okay, you ready to do this? And the next cut's like, okay, yeah, let's do this, I'm ready, I'm excited, let's go. Then it's back to the other person, and they're like, okay, let's go. Get your gun out, okay, we're going. Oh my gosh, the Transformer, pop. And then comes the Transformer, it's like, Rah! And visually, it's like, what the heck is going on? The aspect ratio just keeps on flip-flopping, and you can't make up its mind. Now, as a film person, that really upsets me. As a normal viewer, you might not notice it as much as me, but I've seen many people online who aren't film people pointing their finger at this going, this needs to stop. And again, this might be a thing for me, but I'm a Transformers fan, not so much for the Michael Bay franchise. While I do love the first 3 movies, even 4 was alright. Oh, okay, here's my stance. 1, great. In fact, if you take out all the Michael Bay jokes and sexual innuendos, it's an amazing movie. 2, not good. Let's move on. 3, love 3. The best out of all 5 even still. 4, it was alright. I mean, it was a new direction, but I think what I said in my last review is I want to see where they continue with it. 5, well, they continued with it, and it turns out I prefer the first 3. Could we go back to that? Now that we got that out of the way, while I do like these movies a lot, my fandom doesn't so much come from that when it comes to the source material. I loved G1. Even Generation 2 had me in some moments, but overall, that was what I love. And in this movie, they pull from some of that source material, which is awesome and what I've been asking for so long. They just do it in a way that isn't great. And again, I'm going to talk about it in the spoiler video, but if you're a fan of the source material, I'm talking classic G1 Transformers, or the comic books, or anything aside from the Transformer live-action franchise, let's just say there may be some things in here you're not a fan of. Or maybe you are, who knows, but let's just get on to my rating. And again, before I give this number, what I do have to say is if you're a fan of the Transformer franchise, don't let my rating affect you're not watching the movie. If you're a fan of the franchise, the live-action franchise, odds are you'll probably enjoy this movie. Now, if you're not a fan, then stay away from this movie at all costs. It hurts me that I have to do this, but I have to give Transformers 5 The Last Night a 5 out of 10 stars. And how would it do on a date? Well, there is a smidgy love thing, I guess, between 2 of the characters, Cade and then the new one, Vivian. But it's just not handled all that well, and it's such a small thing. Like, I'm kind of glad that the human role, in that at least regard, the romance side, is toned down compared to the first 3 Transformer movies. But it's to where they might as well not even do it, because it's so minute that it's to where it's like, oh, that's right, that's potentially a thing. So at the date night rate, I'd have to give Transformers The Last Night a 4 out of 10 stars. I will say, though, there's more than what I mentioned on the list of cons. If you're looking at my list of cons, not Decepticons, haha, and you're kind of just looking at that as a reason of like, well, I mean, even with that, it's not all that bad, or you saw the movie and you have to disagree with me, which is totally fine. Just watch my spoiler video. That will explain some more of the problems I had with this movie. But with that said, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends. Let me know what you thought of the movie down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed it, power to you, in fact. I mean, these are just opinions. I know a lot of you guys are Transformer fans out there, so if you enjoyed the movie, don't let my review hurt your feelings towards that movie. Heck, if you loved it, that's totally fine. I personally felt this movie was not the right direction for the Transformers franchise. Heck, if you look at the first one and then look at this one, you couldn't even tell they were in the same franchise. But if you did like it, then power to you. And with that said, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Stay classy. Later. Woo!